sensory play doesn't have to be difficult to set up as a parent, and today's video I am sharing with you my sensory table for 2022 and how I'm encouraging my little boys to just experiment with various materials and to enjoy Christmas at their level. So if this sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned, give this video a big thumbs up because it really does support my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell so you get notified when we upload every weeknight leading up to Christmas Day. Merry Christmas! Making our Christmas memories. If this is our first time meeting, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Beck and I am a mom to 4, and today I am really excited to be setting up this sensory table. Phineas is 2, Edmund is 9 months old, and I'm keeping their age groups in mind. If you haven't watched last night's video, I did a makeover for my older girls who are 4 and 6 in their playroom, and it is completely Christmasified. It is Santa's workshop and cafe, and they are enjoying playing at that level. But today's video, it's all about encouraging their curiosity and developing their senses through Christmas-themed sensory experiences. I have uploaded a couple of sensory themed tables here on my YouTube channel, and I will leave them in the description box below. So if you're wanting more ideas on how to mix and match for your table, please stay tuned to the end because I will also put it on the end screen. So without further ado, let's get into creating our 2 sensory experiences. The first experience that we're creating is this Christmas tree made out of egg cartons. Prior to filming today's video, I painted my egg carton completely green just using some kids' paint and let it dry for 24 hours. It actually soaked up a lot of paint. It is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July. Then using a cutting board and a bread knife, I have shaped it into a Christmas tree. This did take a couple of edits because the purpose of this is to put pom-poms into the Christmas tree, so you really need the egg cups for the pom-poms to go into. Now that I'm happy with the shape, I've discovered that I can use the 2 offcuts of triangles to make a second Christmas tree, which is fantastic for us because I've got the 2 boys and it would be great to do this activity together. And my last little thing that I'm going to add onto this activity as a staple is just a yellow pom-pom that's going to act as the star on top of this. It is Christmas, the first for you and me. This activity is now ready to go onto my Christmas sensory table, and I'll just be putting some pom-poms alongside with it. To begin with, I'm just gonna get my boys to put pom-poms in using their pincer grip. If I wanted to add a level of difficulty, I could put some tweezers with it. And then if I wanted to extend my girls, I could even put a pair of chopsticks and get them to practice their fine motor using a chopstick. So this really is an activity for all ages. I know with my daughter's brain, she might color code it and do the different lines or rows in different colors. However, for Phineas being 2, he's very impulsive because that's his age group, and he'll just shove as many pom-poms as he can onto the tray. Our second sensory play is linked in with our theme of White Christmas for this year, and we are going to make some snowmans, and the boys are going to fill up these containers with some white fluffy cotton wool buds. To create the snowman, I have just kept my eye out on the kids' bubbles, and once they have finished using their bubbles in their bubble baths, I've peeled off the label, and then I'm just once again going to get my cutting board and bread knife, and I'm going to cut the top off. I'm then going to grab my pair of scissors and clean up the edges because sometimes using the bread knife, it does leave some rough edges, and I'm wanting to make it as smooth as possible because I don't want them getting scratched. Then using a orange Sharpie, I'm going to draw on my carrot nose. This holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. And with my black Sharpie, I'm going to do 2 stone eyes, some pebble mouths, and some twigs as arms. Just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference
is this time?
You don't need to be an artist to complete this activity because when you are making a snowman in the real world, you are using natural resources of stones and twigs, and they are imperfect, and that's what makes them beautiful. So don't feel the pressure that this needs to be Pinterest perfect. Your kids are gonna love it because you've made it for them. To complete this activity on my sensory table, I'm going to put the bubble bath containers into a dish, and then in that dish, I'm going to fill it up with some cotton wool buds. And once again, this activity is the pincer grip of them picking up those cotton wool buds and putting it into the container, emptying it and starting it again. Even though this one doesn't really have a lot of creative freedom, it is one of those activities where it's that mindless looping, and I know Finn loves to do those sorts of activities. I will need to keep an eye if Eddie does start to explore this activity because he's at that age where everything is going in his mouth. I don't want cotton wool buds to go into his mouth, but I'm sure he will enjoy the fluffy, soft texture and exploring that aspect of it. Now that our new DIY sensory activities are ready to go for this year, I'm going to set up my table, and on that table, I am going to put some previous activities like these sensory DIY bottles and these bottle brush trees. Finn really loved experimenting with the trees last year because of the texture, and he loves shaking things. And I know that these sensory bottles are going to be amazing for Eddie. He's just at that age of just exploring. Want to know how I made that? Stay tuned to the end screen because that video will be there. But I have some other things that I'm going to put on my sensory table to bring this Christmas theme all together, so let's get creating. After all of these years, I think I finally hit the sweet spot when it comes to putting it together a sensory table. I feel like the two sensory experiences of our snowman and our pom-pom Christmas tree is enough. I think that this is good in regards to just the spacing on the table. The boys can stand here, or I can hold Eddie, and it's not too overcrowded. Having the bottles close to the edge means that Finn can grab them, or I can quickly get them off for Eddie. I've got the bottle brushes towards the back of the table just because they are an experience, but they're not a high frequently used experience. I feel like because the texture is so abstract, it's just something that they don't want to constantly be using. Something really special on our table is our little mini Christmas tree, which is filled of ornaments that the kids have made over the years. So whenever they make something at daycare or at school, it goes onto this Christmas tree, and I feel like it really does give them a sense of pride and ownership over this table. Then our newest addition to our sensory table is the Little People's Fisher and Price nativity story. This was an absolute blessing. We were gifted it by someone whose kids are just have grown up and they no longer use it, and it is going to be used to death. This has actually been sitting on the office floor for about a week, and the kids have been sneaking in and playing with it, so I'm sure they're going to love the fact that it's now in an accessible spot and freely being able to play and act out that nativity story. Oh. What's that?
Yes.
It's Christmas.
No. Admit.
Yeah, Edmund's got Christmas toys. Look. Ready? Look. Ready? You put snow in the snowman?
No.
You want to come do it?
No. Princess.
You help me. You put it down and you put some pom-poms in it. Like that. Ooh. Leave that one that's stuck. You put it on. And you put some pom-poms. Put the pom-poms in. Put the pom-poms in the Christmas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, it's a pattern. Purple, blue, purple, blue, purple, blue. That's cool.
Admit.
Yeah.
Admit.
Edmund's got his shaky. Good boy.
Admit.
You gonna put some snow in? Yay! Good job! Yeah. Snow, snow.
No. Bill.
You wanna touch it? Spiky.
No. Big.
The big one. Whoa! Big tree.
Big.
Yeah. Hey there, shaky, shaky. Shaking is fun to do. Yay! Yeah, it's a donkey. Eeyore. Oh, bye-bye cow. That's a cute cow. Moo.
Oh no.
Oh man. You stand up, cows. Oh, sheepy ba. Ba.
Bah.
They came to visit Jesus.
Oh, big.
The camels.
Bah.
Bah. I hope this video has given you some inspiration on how to use some household items to create sensory play experiences this Christmas. If it has, please give this video a big thumbs up because it really does support my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell because we are uploading Monday to Friday leading up to Christmas Day. Because this parenting gig doesn't come with a rule book, we only have each other. Stay tuned to the end screen where I will leave my previous sensory play ideas there, and I will see you in Monday night's video. Bye!